This is the most shocking situation in Ganzhou County, Jiangxi province. The most regrettable criminal case. This is the happiness in the eyes of the family. The young couple are happily celebrating the new year at their parents' house in the first lunar month. I didn't expect to wake up. The daughter died tragically in her bedroom. Uncle's head was smashed with a 5 centimeters large iron nail. Time February 12, 2011. Location: Wuyuan Town, Ganzhou County, Ganzhou City, Jiangxi Province. This morning, Mrs. Liu, who lives in Wuyuan Village, called a daughter who returns to her mother's house for the new year. Son-in-law gets up for breakfast, but the old man shouted for a long time and no one answered. Watching the sun rise, the old man always felt that something was wrong, and he's going to look out the window. Suddenly, the scene in front of her made Mrs. Liu tremble with fear. Mrs. Liu quickly called her family over to help. Lao Liu lifted his hoe and pried open the door. Pushed the door open. A pungent smell of blood came over. Everyone was stunned by the scene in front of them. I saw Liu's daughter Liu. Liu's head was smashed to pieces, no longer breathing. Yes, he was the one who cried at home. I heard them say my woman is useless. The family was not saved, and the son-in-law Luo Hongming's head was covered in blood. And in one breath, it was horrible at the scene. Everyone dials the emergency number, while calling the police uncle to come and help. Soon to the Public Security Bureau, the police arrived at the scene of the crime. Although the uncle was rushed to the hospital, but the chances of survival are also slim. Due to the death of one person, another person was seriously injured. The police initially determined that this was a collapse case, just as the scout conducted the crime scene. When viewed in full, careful police discovered couple's room, no doors and windows have been pried. So how does the murderer commit the crime? Did you flash in and kill someone? Because the son-in-law is still in a coma in the hospital. I can only ask the first witness, Mrs. Liu. I don't know if it's so sad. Mrs. Liu said a lot, but there's no real clue. I learned it from Mrs. Liu. The deceased was his daughter. His name is Liu Leihua. I'm not even 20 years old this year. I didn't like reading since I was a child. So 16, when I was the age of 12, I went to the urban area of Ganzhou to work. Because Liu Leihua is beautiful, there are not a few people pursuing her. May 2010. Liu Leihua broke up with her ex-boyfriend. Then he met Luo Hongming on Penguin Software. This is the man who fell in blood. He is 1 year older than Liu Leihua, just got married last year. It is reported that Luo Hongming likes nostalgia very much. After marriage, the young couple are like glue, love. Therefore, Mrs. Liu has always believed that this is someone who killed his daughter and son-in-law. The scout found a tape at the scene. Hammer of blood. It is inferred that Liu Leihua was hit on the head by a sledgehammer, killed by craniocerebral injury. Just then, shocking news from the hospital. With a CT scan, found Luo Hongming's head. There is a nail up to 5 centimeters long. In trouble. This can be very difficult. It's really big. The first impression must be, it must be caused by human factors. Because he passed other unexpected words. It doesn't really feel like it. That big direction. What is it? Shit, the head is so cruel that he killed the young nostalgia. The words are still hammering iron nails on Luo Hongming's head. At this time, Luo Hongming was still a little clear-headed. The police quickly asked him about the incident at that time. Luo Hongming said, he drove the nail in himself. Hear this. The police at the scene were shocked. When the police wanted to continue questioning, Luo Hongming didn't want to say a word more. His eyes revealed a strange expression. The hospital operated on him immediately. After all, except for him, no one knows what happened that night. What happened while operating on him at the hospital? The police found in the case. The investigation of the field also has an eye. Site investigation and discovery. Liu Leihua's wallet and mobile phone are on site. There is no trace of being flipped. Basically ruled out the possibility of killing. Did they offend someone? Is it a vendetta? Subsequently, the police immediately launched an investigation in Wuyuan village, hoping to get some clues from the villagers. However, the villagers all said, the young couple usually live a simple life. 2 o'clock and 1 line after get off work, rarely interact with people, let alone who it is with. It was back to square one. Who killed Liu Leihua? Then he forced Luo Hongming to smash himself with iron nails. At this time, the site investigation made new discoveries. There's a footprint by the bedside thinking of the sledgehammer. Preliminary judgment of the police. The murderer is standing by the bedside, hit the glazed flower on the head with a sledgehammer, but as a 20-year-old young man. Luo Hongming looked at the fears eagerly. Hands are wanton. The victim was his favorite wife. Just at this moment, Liu Leowen and his wife finally remembered something weird. Around 7 p.m. on the day before the crime, there was a heated argument in the next room. Even at 3 a.m., they also heard that their daughter was nostalgic. The flowers are crying in the room. The old couple stood outside the door with flashlights and asked, "What's wrong with you?" But there is only the cry of nostalgia flowers. The young couple didn't say a word. What do you put on the phone? Even if you are fighting. Neither of them, none of them. Recycling dog thrown away and cried in my house. Dog crying. After crying a few words, the stool was dug for a few seconds. Jump to heaven. He dares to say ouch as soon as he picks it up. Comprehensive analysis of various information. The police made a bold guess. The murderer should be Luo Hongming. But they can't explain Luo Hong. Nails in the brain. Because when you look sideways, you look like someone else. So-called regardless of the police. Even the Liu family can't figure it out. What the hell is going on here? Everything can only wait for Luo Hongming to explain himself. Soon Luo Hongming woke up. He quickly confessed to killing his wife and the crime of self-harm. According to Luo Hongming's confession, he and Nostalgia Flower met through social software. And they soon got off and they met and established the relationship. The two were directly engaged last December because they are not of legal age. So I didn't get the certificate. Since then, they went to a factory in Ganzhou to work together again. I thought I could have a safe and stable life. Mouth life. However, because Liu Leihua is young and beautiful, a lot of people will call him. Luo Hongming loves Liu Leihua very much. They're very possessive. So whenever someone calls Liu Leihua, he would peek at Liu Leihua's phone. One day, he found that Liu Leihua was still with his ex-boyfriend. Keep in touch. Luo Hongming was quite angry in his heart. In addition, Liu Leihua often chats online, all kinds of sweet words with others. This aroused the strong dissatisfaction of Luo Hongming. The most painful thing is, early this year, he found out he had prostatitis. This incident hit Luo Hongming hard. Add the previous thing. He thinks he can't make his wife happy. He may soon lose his nostalgia flower. And the more he thought about it, the more afraid he got. I even think that nostalgia flower will have an affair soon, because he loves his wife so much. I don't want to leave nostalgia flower like this. So he immediately thought of martyrdom. I want to die with the nostalgia flower. The night of the crime, nostalgia flower soon fell asleep. At this time, Luo Hongming thought of all the things before. The more I think about it, the angrier I get. Go out and pick up a sledgehammer. Seeing Liu Leihua in his sleep, he was mad. Heavy is a hammer. Liu Leihua screamed. Just happened to be overheard by the old couple next door, but the old couple thought they were arguing. But no one said a word. He went back to sleep. At this time, Luo Hongming believes that the nostalgia flower is not dead yet. Pop a few more times, until I saw blood like an arrow. Just put down the hammer in my hand, and he took out the nails. Take a picture directly according to your own celestial cover, but it's awkward to shoot by yourself. So he took the hammer, hit himself on the head. He fell directly into the blood and passed out. Finally, Luo Hongming said that he loved his wife deeply. I did it all for him. It doesn't feel like anything. Think. Read. I feel sorry for him. Do you think you killed him on a whim? Really dead? Do you still want to be with him in your next life? Okay, the old watch believes in another world. He will definitely treat his wife well.